Hey guys, it's Kadeja with ThisIsRnB.com, and today I am here with the one and only, singer, songwriter, producer. The list really is endless for who you are. I'm just gonna say it, guys. Akon, welcome, welcome.
On.
Well, you are a busy man right now. You are on tour. Um, Burna Man, how did that come about? What can we expect from these shows that you're going to be doing with him?
Oh man, so what we doing with Burna? I got a partnership with Kevin Hart, and we got an IP called Headliners Only. So we partners on the music side of Headliners Only. And the first one was done, it was picked up by Netflix based on comedy with him and Chris Rock. And on the second one, I decided I wanted to be with me and Burna Boy because I wanted to really showcase the growth of African music and African artists breaking outside of the continent, and him now being one of the biggest, um, you could say Afrobeat artists of today, and me opening the door for Afrobeat to be exposed outside of Africa, it felt like it was the perfect combination for us to tell that story. And then shortly after the story, we'll be doing a huge concert around it. But a lot of people don't know that that concert is actually being taped for a concert film, which will be released in February through all the movie theaters.
Oh, wow, 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 wow. That's so exciting. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
And like you said, you opened the door for African artists. And now we have this huge, influx of incredible artists that are just, they've been there
Oh
that
my
we
goodness,
just
right.
needed to see them. We
Yeah, they
just
just need
needed
to
to
be
see and
exposed,
hear
man,
them. Yes,
for
we just need
sure.
to see the
Yep.
exposure. So how does that make you feel? You've been in the game for a long time. First of all, 20th anniversary of Trouble,
Right.
Bonanza. Come on now. The list and the hits, you had the club scene on lock and the radio on lock. So how does it feel now, 20 years later, those songs are still prevalent and people are still vibing to them?
No, that's crazy. I mean, but it's more of a blessing than anything. And that kind of reminded me of why, I needed to continue doing it, because for a while I had took a hiatus on
Yeah,
music
you
to kind
did.
of focus on all the things I was doing in Africa, but I didn't realize how much time had went by. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yes, yes.
when I got back to the States and I'm like, wow, they still bumping this like I just dropped it yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes,
gotta keep
yes.
records coming. I gotta keep it coming.
Yes, we were missing
Yeah.
you. We're definitely missing you, but you left a ton of music and footprints for us to fill that void while you were
Nah,
getting
that's what's up.
things together. Yes. So how does it make you feel seeing the new artists that are coming and people are finally, getting a wind of just a tiny smidgen of what Africa has to offer?
Oh no, that right there is to me that's the biggest treat because boy, if you only knew boy what it took.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
how
yeah.
many business meetings and convincing and just try to get people to really embrace, what we were doing in Africa, man. Because a lot of times I remember in the earlier days when I was shopping Kid out here in the US, at the time he was only like 15. Everybody thought it was reggae music. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they didn't know the difference between the two. They like, man, dance hall is not popping right now. I'm like, bro, this is not dance hall. You know?
Right, 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 right,
This is
right,
something
right.
totally different. You know what I mean? But
Totally different.
yeah, it was one of those things. It was interesting though to watch and to see it kind of open the door for itself now, and the culture kind of opens up. But I definitely give a lot of that credit to YouTube because YouTube kind of opened the doors for people to kind of research music outside of America.
Yes, yes. And
Yeah.
they're taking over, and it's
Oh
a
yeah.
beautiful thing. It's
I
definitely a
love it,
beautiful
man.
thing. And
Absolutely.
and speaking of beautiful things, you have a single that has been hot. It's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Beautiful day. Let's just talk about it. First of all, talking about people not knowing the difference between Jamaican music and African music.
Right.
The boy that is singing on it, Jermaine Edwards. Let's talk
Yeah.
about him. He's a
Straight from
Jamaican.
Jamaica.
Right. But the
you know,
infusion of the two, it sounds really
it's the
great.
fusion of the two, and interestingly enough, Jamaica's to us is Africa, and I know
Yeah.
from Jamaica, Africa the same. You know what I mean? Like even the environment, the people, the mentality, the music, all of it all stems from one blood. So the beauty of even Afrobeat, it's been influenced by so many dancehall artists. Even when you look at a lot of the flows earlier, like Wiz was a huge fan of Popcorn. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
and so you can kind of hear some nice little flows that come from the influence of some of that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I love the idea of how music is actually flowing now. But even me, from the day I came out, Jamaica has always been one of my biggest island markets. Like when you look at Caribbean islands, Jamaica, I had a huge fan base there, and the love in Jamaica it felt like back coming back home to Africa. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised when a lot of my older records had gotten to the market, and then now to the point where we actually refurbishing it and making them more commercial. So this, to see the kid on TikTok, like singing in like melodies of my old demos, I was like, whoa, this was interesting, because a lot of my songs back in there had got leaked. A lot of people didn't even know a lot of these copyrights was a part of my collection. I just never had released them. So this was an eye opener, just to see also how social media kind of helps to refurbish songs that people never heard before.
Yes,
You
it
know?
does. It does.
Yeah.
And speaking of a huge audience, we recently saw you were in Rio in
Right.
Brazil, and they were going
uh,
crazy for you.
yeah,
Like, how
it
does that
was.
feel to know, like how you said, you stepped away from the music industry for a while and to come back and you have these huge arenas filled up and people are not only just shouting and screaming and chanting that they love you, but they're singing all the words to your
Right.
songs, and that's not
And
their native tongue.
that's not even their native tongue. Most of them don't speak English,
Right, right, right,
Yeah, like
right.
I'm telling you, like those are the things that actually open you up to be like, man, like you really can't believe it. Like even to this day, a lot of times I have to pinch myself, because I just see it. Like man, that's when you realize how amazing God is at the end of the day. But then you also realize the purpose and the roles that you actually play, because when you play in the role that you're supposed to play, you're gonna touch people in ways that you're supposed to try and change their lives or put them in a better direction to kind of be more cognizant of whatever their roles are. I think we all are beacons to each other to kind of motivate each other to pretty much succeed in whatever roles we are that we play in this earth. You know what I mean? So I always move in more of a spiritual perspective. So if I see myself spread out like that, I just say, that's God's work. That's God's doing. I know for sure I didn't go to all these people and get them my record. You know what I'm
Right, right,
saying?
right.
You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
exactly, exactly.
It's interesting though to go to every corner of the world and everyone knows you to that extent for doing what you do. That's just the most amazing thing in the world.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh, it's a beautiful thing and
It
it's a beautiful
is
day.
definitely a beautiful day.
There was
Very beautiful.
also, yes, and I love because there is an artist, Prince, who had a song called Beautiful Day a little over a year ago, using the same Jermaine Edwards, and it was a great viral song. And now your version of it, it's a different perspective, but same motivating spiritual piece. Why
Right.
do you think it was important to release this now?
I think the timing of where music is and the energy, I think the vibrations are really low musically right now, especially for
I
the
would
younger
agree.
generation. Everything is so
Hmm.
negative, right? So I just feel like there should be a splash of positivity in there, just to let them know that there are other things that we can talk about that actually makes you feel good, that music that actually, uplifts and kind of motivates you to do more positive things versus, a lot of the sadder songs or the broken relationships perspective, or more than anything, like the drill street, crime dramas that goes on, and kids are getting killed for real. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, it's at that point now where it's like, okay, let's bring spirituality back into music without sounding corny or sounding preachy. How do we do it to where the music just feels great enough for you to want to make more great music? You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Um, you recently collaborated with, you have another single that is called We Made It.
Oh
With
yeah.
DJ
Uh,
Paul, yeah, and
That's
Crazy
man, DJ
Bones.
Paul. No, those are my guys, 3-6 man, and they those guys are older, role models from a perspective of just crunk music and the South, just lighting up and tearing clubs up. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
and
yes,
we had a
yes.
lot of fun in the past making and writing records together. So he
Hmm.
called me and said, "Yo, Con, I got this one record, man. I just like you the only person I can think about getting on." I said, "Well, send it to me." And he sent me that We Made It record, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, this is back. It brings me, it takes me back. It's
Yeah.
that nostalgia vibe." So I was like, "Yeah, bring it through." So I put a chorus on it because he couldn't figure out what he wanted to say, and I said, "That's easy. I hear where you at." So I put a chorus on it, added later the verse on there, and we just made this crazy collaboration on it. But it was one of them things that kind of brought me back to those moments, man. I really enjoyed
Hmm.
that record. Yeah,
Yes, it's so positive and it's so like
you know.
inspiring. And that's the
Yeah,
thing,
it's
like
like, come on back, man. Let's talk
right,
about the
right.
things that makes us happy, the things that we can remember, that we can be proud to of our achievements and things of this nature. Because there's so many things to talk about. The topics are so vast, but it's like everyone's talking about booty, ass, and killing.
Right, right.
It's like, come on, man.
Right. There's so much
Like,
that we have to offer. Can we
yeah,
not just
it's
be
so much
pigeonholed to,
more.
yeah, so much more, so much more. So, are you coming out with an album? And if so, what can we expect on it?
Oh yeah, 100%. This song is actually leading to a body of work. Putting out an album called Not Guilty. It all flows within the convict frame. That will never change.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm super excited because it's like, yeah, they haven't heard me like this before.
Oh, I'm
I'm
excited.
like, man, I got something for you. I promise you, when y'all get this album, y'all gonna see what was missing.
Yes, yes. I mean, well, we already do when you dropping these little nuggets along the way. We made
Right,
it a beautiful day. We
right.
are definitely here for it. So let's
Absolutely.
also just talk about, you talked about you are going to be on tour with Burna Boy, and now you're going to be doing this whole Asian tour. When
Right.
are you able to have a moment like when you're not touring and doing all these things? What does Akon do to like center himself,
Oof.
and just relax?
I mean, I literally, whenever, every chance I get, I find a way. I mean, even if it's 15 minutes, I'm gonna catch a little cat nap in there somewhere.
Nap.
That's the thing. Yeah, I bet, man, has been a part of my routine now. Now it's like I even have to schedule sleep. This is how crazy it's been,
Yeah.
So I was like, man, but when I do find time, I love to go bowling, things like that. Like bowling is one of my little fun things to do. Movies, I love movies. I don't care if I'm in the theaters or I'm in a hotel watching Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon. It doesn't matter. I love stories. Like I can watch movies all day, every day. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes.
I'm more of a calm celebrator. I'm not really in the club popping bottles doing much like that, but I find the most like the sensual things that I can just like reflect on and really breathe in and appreciate
Yeah.
life. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely. I mean, it seems like you are evolving, like you had
Right.
all your 20s
Yeah,
and
my life
younger
was a
years to
party
do
for I don't
all
know
of
how
that.
many years.
Right. Yeah, right. So now it's time
In this
to zen and
business,
relax
right? Your
out.
life is a party. Every day is a new gig. Every plane ride is a new city for a party that people are waiting for you to get to. So yeah, the calm becomes my good time.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
And you talked about movies and you're talking about this piece that Burna Boy, you and Burna Boy are going to be, it's a part of a bigger piece, a film that's going to come out in February 2025.
Right,
Can we
right.
expect any more of your directing debuts or
Oh yeah,
pieces
yeah.
that you
With that,
come
yeah,
out?
yeah, absolutely. So you guys saying like for the headliners only. Me and Burna Boy just the first. Then after that, I'm gonna be doing bigger things. Like I'm looking to get Mary J. Blige and Thames. Do a nice little headliner with them. You know what I'm
Wow,
saying?
wow,
I'm
wow.
it's a lot of combinations that I'm gonna be kind of putting together for this. So just be looking forward to some woo, like it's about to go
Ooh.
crazy. It's about to go crazy. Like I'm gonna probably do Black Coffee and David Guetta. You know what I mean? Like no, like just understand when we
Come
lock
on.
in together.
I mean, we've seen
you, you know what I'm
your
saying?
all the work that you have done and all the different artists that you have worked with. So we are not surprised. We are not shocked. We are just excited that you're
Yeah,
fueling this energy, this positive energy, and doing something fresh and new. Because, like you said,
yeah,
the music industry does feel a bit stale because everyone's kind of talking about the same topics. And
yeah.
this is something new, vibrant, and exciting. This is so exciting.
No, that's what's up.
So, with that being said, because you are a songwriter and you are the man with the pen, we like to play this game at ThisIsRnB.com called Write the Hook, where
Right.
we ask singer-songwriters such as yourself to write a simple hook. We're going to give you 2 words. Okay, you ready?
Let's go.
Relax and new.
Relax and new. Cool. Yeah, relax. This is a new thing. See, the thing is, to write a chorus, I gotta know what the beat or the vibe of the energy is.
You need all of it. Okay. Okay, so we don't have
Because
to do it.
yeah, I'm an energy writer. Like the
Okay.
moment I hear the beat, the song is already in my head.
The song's already in your
Yeah,
head.
it's you have some writers who kind of write it like poetry and then make it fit the track, right? Me, when I'm
Yeah.
normally I produce the track and then make the song fit it. So it's like the melodies and what that energy of the song or the track feels like will determine what that song needs to be talking about.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It makes a lot
But
of
from the
sense.
moment I hear the beat, the song is done within 30 minutes to an hour, complete.
I can believe it. I can
But if
definitely.
I was to write a song that's with the words relax
And
and
new.
new, it would be like just off the top of my head, all right, baby, relax. It's a new thing. Don't compare me or mistake me for your old thing. I prefer the rub and not the quick bang. But if I can calm you down, listen to this smooth saying or swaying, but not in a sexual way. But from a perspective of, see, then I start moving all over the place, but because I have no direction.
No, I know, but it was still
But you
good.
understand where I'm going.
Yeah,
Like,
I understand where you're going.
if there's music to it, oh yeah, then I know exactly what I'm saying and who I'm saying it to, because the energy of that music creates that energy of what it is that I can picture it now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. You're heading. Yes, you're a writer. You're a writer. So you're setting the whole scene, the ambiance.
Yeah, because it's an experience, you know?
It's an experience. And you definitely experience everything that you're saying with the lyrics that you write all the time. And we know that you're extremely busy, and we so are grateful that you took the time to talk with us. Before you go, what advice would you give upcoming artists? You know, they've been pushing their music, whether it's on social media, and it really hasn't been going viral.
Right.
How are they able, or what do you think is the best advice you could give without them? You know, sometimes we're in these situations where we can compromise our values and our beliefs. So what advice would you give artists in this day and age trying to break into?
I would, the first thing I would tell them is don't make music for technology. Because if you're making music for technology, it's already fake and it's not real. It feels fake. It feels ungenuine, right? Make music for the people, and don't make it because you think, okay, I'm going to do it because this is going to go viral. One thing I can tell you about virality is that you got regular people on social media, regardless of what profile they chose to call themselves or what characteristics they pretend to be and become, because nobody's who they really are on social media. Everybody's who they would want to be to the world on social media. No one's themselves, right? One thing about being human is that you know what you like and you know what you don't like. So just make great. If you make greatness, it's gonna go viral anyway, regardless, because anything that's great, people are gonna want to share it. So if you're looking for something to put out there that you think is gonna click to the world, create something that the world can relate to. And I promise you, they will do the job for you. So just make good music. And I think that's the part that people are forgetting. They don't care about, like, you can't predict what's going to go viral. You can't predict what's going to be a hit record until you actually put it out. But one thing you can always predict is that whatever you're dealing with in your life, I promise you there's millions that's going through the same thing. That's why you can never go wrong when you speak about experiences and songs.
Wow. Amen to that. Amen to that advice. And Akon, it's been a pleasure. Guys, make sure you stream up his new single,
That's
A Beautiful Day, A Beautiful Day, A Beautiful Day. Akon, it's been an absolute pleasure. I look forward to seeing you again. And guys, as you know, tell a friend to what? Meet you at ThisIsRnB.com.
There it is. All right.